Nice little pond back there. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're on a job site and thought I would break out the camera and show you guys my favorite part of the job, and that is finishing it, wrapping up everything and moving on to the next project. I'll show you the wainscot that we did in the dining room, and wainscoting, however you want to say it. People always ask what's the right way to say it. I just say it both ways. Different parts of the country, different strokes for different folks. But anyways, this is a red oak shoe molding. We used a little spray can of lacquer and just sprayed it on this several times and built up the film on the coat of the lacquer, and it seems to work pretty good. So this is a little jigsaw puzzle that we're gonna have to do once we peel up this paper. And we did it all right here in place. So there's kind of our little wrap up tools here. And this is the can that we used. Just great for a little project like that, where you got like a little molding you want to spray. Worked pretty good, just smells really bad. And I've used it before, so kind of expected that. This is the project that we just finished up, and we're super happy with it. John's right there peeling the plastic down, and then we're gonna go around and touch up the overspray around the corners with this wall paint here and any other pencil markings that I made on the wall, because usually I make a lot of pencil markings on the wall when I'm doing this stuff. And here's kind of my spray rig setup. I got several waste buckets. This is a waste bucket right there that looks absolutely insane right now. I don't know what that is in there. It's just a mixture of latex paint. See if I can get it to focus. Latex paint, shellac primer, water, denatured alcohol, paint thinner, and it makes a pretty cool science project. And then my favorite primer this is the only primer we use now. This is the Bin shellac based primer, and it is a great product. Has a really nice durability. And then there's my GX19. Using that water bucket, and yeah, this is looking good, looking really good. So I sprayed that window seat right there. We didn't put that in, but I did the wainscoting down and around it. But I went ahead and sprayed that just to give it a fresh coat and make it match the wainscoting exactly. And we went around all these little corners and twists and turns. And I think they're gonna do maybe like a light gray on top. So it's gonna be a real nice and fresh looking room when it's all said and done. But this is a recessed panel wainscot, and it's 42 inches high. Uses a 1 7/8 offset panel molding, which is the panel molding inside each panel. 5 1/4 inch base, 3 1/2 inch chair rail, 1 1/8 inch door stop for the cap here. I have a video on that, how to end wainscoting at a corner. We actually got a pretty clean tape peel right there. A lot of times you'll get drywall paint tearing off, especially in a new house like this. And then here's, what's that?
Do I peel this now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and peel that. We'll take all this junk out here
First?
Yeah, let's take all this stuff out. Don't worry, it's just water. I would never dump my paint thinner out on camera. So yeah, this is a pretty fairly new community. People over here getting a pool. They dug out that pool in like 8 hours yesterday, and then the plumbers came in. Actually, the day before, they dug out that pool in 8 hours, then plumbers came in, were there for like 12 hours, and in 2 days they're ready to pour concrete. They're just waiting for an inspection, really. So they work a lot quicker than we do. It's considering we did this wainscoting in like this is our 4th day for one room. But this is, I think, a lot more tedious than that. I don't know. I'd like to try that though. Some kind of like dirt work and plumbing seems pretty interesting. Always a good feeling when you can put the sprayer away. So usually for the wainscotings and doors, big surface area projects, I guess, we always spray them because I'm just not that good with a brush to brush such a large surface, and I don't like seeing those brush strokes. But for a crown, like we got to do some crown here, we brush that because we can handle that. It's pretty easy to brush trim, and you can get away with it without leaving brush strokes. When you have such a big surface area like a door and you brush it in different directions and you're not quick and you're not efficient and you're not really using like an oil-based paint, you're gonna see some brush strokes. But I use this sprayer. This is the GX19. Anytime someone asks me what sprayer I recommend for finish work like this, little small projects, this is a beast right here. I have videos on it when I first purchased it, and I don't know how long it's been now, but this is my machine now. I don't use anything else. I don't use the handhelds anymore, like the DeWalt powered Graco's with the batteries. Just kind of got frustrated with them. This thing, you can dump a quart of paint into it and actually spray it out of it too. It's a 25-foot hose and it's hopper fed, so it's gravity fed and it doesn't have to suck up paint like with the suction tube. So anyways, this thing right here, I always recommend it because I get asked what sprayer I like. There's no other sprayer I would rather have. It's not even that expensive really. It's like, I want to say like $700 or $800 for a sprayer. That's not really too bad. And this can spray combustibles. It's a Finish Pro. It sprays pretty much anything you put through it. It's a beast. So this little Milwaukee is great for small stuff, like that shoe molding that I showed you. That I already stained and lacquered. I cut it all on here. And that panel molding, the offset panel molding, same thing. But this is a little jig right here that I made to cut that panel molding on. If you want me to do a video on offset panel moldings and how to cut them and how to make this little jig, it's pretty self-explanatory. But there's a lot of things I could explain. Just let me know and I could do that for you. But if you ever see me talk about offset panel moldings in the past, this is definitely an upgrade. This and this makes cutting offset panel moldings easy. And I make this on site and just throw it away. So I just throw this thing on here. You can see I've been cutting 45s on both ends and then just 0 down the middle. And then I just clamp it on there and it doesn't move. And I'll show you why I have that. This is the offset panel molding that we typically use. It's kind of one of the only ones available out here. But you can see this kind of notch cut out in there right here. That is where this has to be. So it has to be in position like that, or you'll never get the miters to line up. It has to be like that. It's nested essentially like a crown molding. If you try to cut it flat on the saw like that, I mean, this isn't just a regular panel molding. It's an offset panel molding, and it allows you to gain depth and get like a really awesome look. So you can see how that looks right up against that little jig that I made. And I make this jig pretty wide just so I don't cut through it. And you can see my saw, it cuts just about to there, and it's kind of slides around. But yeah, I definitely don't want to cut through the jig because then it kind of defeats the purpose of the jig. So I make this thing about 3.5, 4 inches. I think he's wrapping up with this paper. Oh yeah, that looks nice. A little bit of sweeping to do. 2 molding. Man, this looks good. This is my favorite part, I'm telling you. So now I'm done with these panel moldings, and I can pretty much just toss this jig. I'm gonna switch saws so we can cut some crown. The crown I don't think I'll show you just because it's square room. If you want me to show another video on crown completely in depth, I can do that too. And I'll probably do that on my own house where time is not an issue. And now you're probably thinking it's gonna be a while. Yeah, it probably will be a little bit, but next few years maybe we'll have it done, ready. Yeah, I'm done with this saw. Switching to the flex volt over there. All right, so a little change of plans. We're actually gonna do this crown tomorrow because we don't wanna be here super late. Better off to just start the day fresh and probably have like a half day tomorrow. If it rains, which I doubt it because it's really blue skies out here. I have my tent anyways, we can make this work. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And yeah, over here, I've had some kind of oil leak going on up under here. And I don't know what's going on, but you can see that it's all oily, and I've been putting this drop cloth everywhere I go if I'm parking in front of someone's house because I don't want to drip that oil and stain it like it is in my house. Yeah, I got to get that fixed. So it's always one thing after another, but that's how it is. It's always a journey, but it's always fun, and it's always good to finish a job like we did today. Thanks for hanging out with me today and seeing the work that we do. And I've got to get out of the sun because it's really bright in my face. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care.